Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to my show where we talk about all things movies, TV shows, and cigars. And today I'm going to be reviewing one of the best shows I think I have ever watched on the television. It's on Netflix, directed by Stephen Knight. It is called Peaky Blinders. Before we get started, if you could please hit that like and subscribe button, definitely helps me out. Stay tuned for more videos. And we're going to jump right on into this. Like I was saying, this is probably one of the greatest shows I've ever watched. I'm dead serious. It is awesome. I am a huge fan of mafia movies, mafia shows, everything like that. I love that kind of stuff. But there was something about this show that stuck out more than the rest. And the main character, his name is Thomasshelby, played by Cillian Murphy. I'm pretty sure that's how you say it, Cillian Murphy. I've heard people say Cillian Murphy, which that to me just does not make any sense. But whatever, I'm pretty sure it's Cillian Murphy. I could be wrong. Let me know in the comments. But I gotta tell you, this show was so flipping cool. They pretty much, what I liked about it is that they start off as kind of chumpish in the beginning of the series, where, their suits are kind of like meh, their attitudes are like a little bit immature, like, I don't know, like this show definitely was inspiring to me, and it's not like to be a criminal or anything like that, but the main character, Thomasshelby, is the most ruthless, ambitious son of a gun I have ever seen in a TV show or movie or anything like that in my life. He's this cold-hearted guy who literally doesn't live for anything other than a reputation for his family. So they are the Shelby family, which there's Arthur Shelby, there's John Shelby, there's Thomas Shelby, Ada Shelby, and then there's Finn Shelby. So there's a big old family group thing going on. And then we have Polly Gray, who is, God man, she is probably the opinion or second opinion to Thomasshelby. Like, I feel like she's the only one that he will listen to in the entire show. But all in all, this show is so good. But the thing is, what I like about it is he just does everything he possibly can to build a reputation for his family. And throughout the season, so right now they have season 1 through season 6. We're still waiting on the movie. When the movie comes out, I will be reviewing that. Absolutely, I will be reviewing that. But from seasons 1 through 6, I liked that every season they got progressively more and more put together. So season 1, they're wearing, like, I guess borderline Walmart suits, and then you get to season 6 and they're wearing about $5 to $6 grand, suits. Like, every season they just got more and more powerful as a family, and their enemies got more and more powerful as well. And what I took from that, I guess, would be that that's how I want to kind of view life, is pretty much just, hey, just get better and better. Improve every day, improve everything, improve your life every day, and, just, that's it. That's pretty much what I got out of this show. So, but I'm going to talk a little bit more about it. Like I said, that was one of the things I noticed, is that every season they got way more put together as a family, as a career, as a tyrant. They just became powerful every season. They just became more and more powerful. Now, the setting is in Birmingham, which is in England, and the time is just about, I'd say, like a little bit after World War I. Yeah, I'd want to say less than a year after World War I, and these men, they came home, and they were all a mess. They were all just PTSD'd out. They really kind of were all over the place. They were angry, and, to say the least. And the one thing I will say about the show is a lot of the characters are still in the war, metaphorically. Like, they are all angry. They're all just going to continue fighting. It's the PTSD in the show. Like, I would say, if you're, in the military or anything like that, and you do have PTSD, I would just kind of say maybe just go in with a little bit of caution. It might trigger something, and that's the last thing I want for anybody like that. Support the veteran guys. But yeah, no, like, I liked it because it's like they just never came home. They were physically there, but they were mentally just not. And all the people around them, everybody was like, affected by it. And they just like went off on this tangent of like starting a gang, and then they just decided, hey, we're gonna just take over because we do not want to stop, this fighting. And the one thing about the character Thomasshelby, and they mention it in one of the seasons, is if he stops working or stops, to take a rest or something, that's when all the guilt catches up with him, and that's when he feels guilty, and that's why he just ruthlessly and relentlessly just continues down this war path or this criminal path or this business path that he's on. And it's fantastic. Like I said, it's just the writing of this show. I mean, I have not, there was just not a single dull moment in this show watching it. I'm thinking, politicians, political this, political that. It just sounds boring. Not a single moment of it was boring. At least I didn't find it boring. I absolutely will tell you the God honest truth. This is one of the greatest shows I have ever watched. Down to the fighting, down to the shooting, down to just the strategy that these men come up with to, I guess, take down their enemies and, just to make money and all that. It's awesome. I mean, don't get me wrong. There are the moments of the show where you're like, oh man, that's kind of messed up. Like some moments in the show are like, oh Jesus, holy crap. But all in all, I think that's the point. Gang life, mafia life, it was a mess. No matter what you do, it was freaking terrible. They started off fighting just gangsters around their territory, then they started fighting the mob, and then later on they actually start going to war with politicians. Like I said, I absolutely love this show. I would say it's a 15 out of 10. This is one of the greatest shows I've ever watched. And that says a lot because I nitpick a lot of shows. This one, in my opinion, was absolutely perfect. There's so much I can say about it. There's just too much I could actually say about it. But then that'd be a 3-hour-long video. If you're interested in that, too freaking bad. But anyway, I would definitely recommend watching the show. It's on Netflix. Like I said, there's seasons 1 through 6. We're waiting on the movie to come out, which I'm still not anywhere sure of when that will happen. But I swear to God, this movie was so freaking cool. Or this show, I'm sorry, was so freaking cool. And like I said, it was just inspiring to me. I was running my own business during watching the show, and I'm not going to say I went out and just did these monstrous things, but I don't know. It kind of vamped me up. It made me kind of realize what I needed to become to, I guess, be taken seriously. And this Thomasshelby guy, he's no joke. I know he's a fake fictional character, but was he? No, he wasn't, because the Peaky Blinders gang was actually a thing. I don't think it was as extreme as the show presents it, but they were a legit gang. But the character itself, the writing of the character Thomasshelby, was unbelievable. So good. There's Arthur Shelby, who is the older brother. Finn Shelby, who is the youngest. John Shelby, which was the middle child, I guess, below Tommy. And together, they are the most loyal brothers in the world. Few things get a little out of whack because, they are gangsters and they are mafia kind of status, whatever. Just gangsters on that point. But all in all, they all end up coming back together, beginning or end of each season, and I absolutely love that. And I feel like what I really got out of the show was all the character Thomasshelby is trying to do is just build a legacy for himself, and I don't know, that's just inspiring to me. I don't think I would want to start a legacy in the same way he did, but all in all, he got a legacy going. He actually made one, and it's brutal, but he had a legacy to his name. And like I said, just go watch this show. Put in the comments what you think about it. If you actually have already seen the show, what were your thoughts about it? I cannot refer this to, it is fantastic. Please go watch this show. That's kind of it. I would say, I'd rather hear your own opinion. Like I said, 15 out of 10 to me. It was so awesome. Everything about it. I'm actually currently watching it as I'm doing this, and that is what's inspiring me to do a video about this show. And this is probably the 10th time I've watched it, maybe 11th. It's awesome. So go get to it by order of the Peaky Blinders. Please have a fantastic day.